Aloha. I just shot this sideways and then decided I don't like it sideways. I only shot like 20 seconds, but. So it'll be a little small screen on YouTube. YouTube, get over it. You know, I've noticed that I have this like deep breath thing, and it's like, it's regulatory for me. It regulates my system. It's very releasing and relaxing. I don't necessarily do it because there's a lot on my shoulders or mind. It's like been this thing that just, try it out, it's really good for you. I do this thing every once in a while. If I send this to you, you're the only person this is for. My angels along the way. I'd listen to these little chimes, you know, they get me like in it. I'm feeling it. I got the goosebumps actually. But you, the one that gets this directly sent to him, to him. This is for you. I'm in Northern Virginia, like, I make these videos a lot. It's been a while. I don't think I've made one like in the spot I'm in now. Not the space, not the physical space, but like this time in my life, this person. I'm proud of this one. I'm very proud of you. And you'd be like, well, you don't know me too well. It's like, well, that's all right. I think I do. But I've always done these videos. They started as an outlet, as a way to like get out the poison, like the negative things that had happened to me, and along the way, like I watch them back and I listen to myself and I'm like, man, you sound like a rascal or a boy. That was pretty good, Dill. Maybe use that again. You know, it like transformed my entire life. I want to change the world. So you gotta tell stories, get the magic out there. You know? And I think when I do these videos, like there's no script, I have no clue what I'm gonna say. Usually I just talk about me. I don't want to get too weird. And if you streamline it, you know, if I do this all the time, which I intend to, because there's not that you should feel diminished in your uniqueness and your specialness in my heart. But it seems like, oh, Jesus or somebody sprinkled a whole bunch of angels out there for me to meet. And you're one of them. We're one of one. You know, I just talked to you for years. You just sit down and have a 6-year conversation, you know. And I want to say I'm not supposed to be here, but it's like, well, how foolish is that? I'm here. It's got to be what's supposed to happen. It's happening. You know? Right? I don't know. I don't have the script. I didn't get a handbook when I popped out, you know? I'll go quiet. You just sit here with me, right? We're just hanging out. I'll make it quick. I don't know why I want to say this. I don't know why I want to tell this, but I'm going to try to make it quick. Yeah, I think it's because you just remind me, not in a weird way, don't get weird on me. I mean, I have massive amounts of love for you. But it's like, you remind me of love. It's a great thing in my eyes. I think you should be super hyped about that one. But because you remind me, like you make me, I feel like maybe you make everyone around you feel loved. So maybe that's why. But when I see you, I think of that word. I do. It's just like, perhaps because you're just so lovely. I don't know. It just pops in my head. And so I want to tell you a tale about love. I'm from here. I'm from Woodbridge. I know we're in Lorton, but I'm from Woodbridge. 20 minutes south, In all my life, my mom was my hero. Maybe that's it too. Got a little bit of. My mom was she hung the moon for me. She was the most spectacular person I'd ever known. She was a rascal. She had her faults. She had her shortcomings of resources. I don't think we have faults. I just don't think we know. Right? We don't know what we don't know, You know? But she would, every room she stepped in, just joy. Her laugh could be heard from sea to sea. Yeah. And so my dad, he legit, I'm proud of him. He never had an example of what to be as a father, as a husband. Like his dad wasn't really around, just worked. Just wasn't home, didn't give a role model. And then who am I to talk? I was privileged enough to have Alan Matthews on Boy Meets World, the greatest sitcom dads of all time, just paved the way for what I should be. But my dad didn't get that, so. He was a rascal too. And I would just say he could have treated my mom a lot better. And so when I was growing up, I was like, you know what? When I meet whoever she is, when I meet her, I'm gonna love her like I wish my mom had been loved, So I used to watch all the Nicholas Sparks movies, all the romantics, and I was just like, take notes. I'm gonna be that guy. It kind of worked. It kind of worked. No, it worked 100%. It did work. I don't know how the ending is, I'm only 33. But, in 2016, I got set up on a blind date. Now, I was a little worried she was a little taller than me. I knocked on that door of her apartment. She answered, eye to eye. And I just said, hey, girl. And away we went. We went to Wegmans grocery store in Woodbridge. I was like, all right, you pick it out, I'm gonna cook it. So she got rice and the salmon. She cooked the rice. I cooked the salmon. She burned the rice. I cooked 4 pieces and 4 different types of salmon. It's pretty good. We weren't there for the food though, you know. I had my best friend when I was growing up, his mom, she had me dog sitting and house sitting while they were gone. And so I had asked her, you know, prior to doing it, but I was like, hey, I got a date tonight. She gonna be the one, like, I'm a wooer. Can I bring her to the house, make her some dinner? Absolutely, Dylan. I'd be offended if you didn't. This life is so funny, like, most people present something that they aren't. And I have different modes. I take my best aim at presenting the person I am, you know? Just trying to live like Jesus. It's a tough order, but although we're just human, it's not, the missing the mark, the list of missing the marks doesn't have to be as long as we let it be. If that makes sense, you know? And anyways, I really, really have always aimed at acting in accordance to the things that I say. Self-respect pulls you from the depths of depression, you know? So I've always been super lover boy and very honest about it. I didn't even sleep with a woman until I was 21. Didn't even kiss a girl until I was 20. And I would never sleep with someone if I wasn't in love with them. And so my friend's mom, Alex's mom, Miss Harmon, she knew that. She knew that. She was like, absolutely, go. And I was like, no funky business, I promise her. She's like, Dylan, go. I was like, but I probably could do funky business. She's like, Dylan, go. Got real funky though, you know, that love stuff. I'll try to keep this under 25 minutes. I'm a talker. You know that, you know, but hey girl. So we went back to her part. No, we went, that was later in the night. You see that? That was a little slip. Maybe I'm a little flustered. I haven't told this story in a while. I think that was true emotion. That's a cool part, you know, but I always try to catch myself. Why did I just do that? So we went back to Miss Harmon's house. And I made those 4 pieces of salmon, 4 different types. I don't really even remember that. I don't even know that it was 4 different types of salmon. It's the story that I've always told. I know I made several different types of salmon, but I couldn't tell you what kind. Because the only thing that mattered was her. Like, as soon as I saw that woman, that was the rest of my life right there. Like, absolutely. I was like, God made us for each other. Like, without a doubt, it was her. It was her for me, and you know, maybe me for her. And so we're cooking some food, and then we sat down and we're eating dinner. And she put her foot on my foot, and I was like, oh Lord, I can't handle the, oh man. And then, you see, I prepare. And I had been looking up nice little country dances to get close to a woman, but not too close. You know? We gotta keep a balloon up. And it's a dance called the pretzel. And so, we pretzel. I was like, hey, I've been working on this dance called the pretzel. Have you ever heard of pretzel? No, I've heard of the pretzel. Well, let's try. So we got close, and she always said that was when she fell in love. She would feel herself in my arms, and yeah. That's the stuff. And then we took it back to her place, I had to drop her off, no funky business. I remember she put her hand on my neck. I was singing in the car a little bit. She was just hand on my neck. And then we pull up to her apartment. She's like, "Do you want to see the deck?" I was like, yeah, I want to see the deck. Where's it at? This way. I go. It was a nice deck. Overlooked the pool. But no funky business. We did kiss for a little bit along a bit, And I will never forget, when this is just the way you design it in your head, the way you draw it up. It unfolds in each and every little crevice of the situation. If you envision the room, everything's in its perfect spot, just in place. I left and she sent me a text, and it was something along the lines of, this was 2016, it was a little while ago. Dill, I've been praying to God for a man like you. I can't believe this night, and I can't wait to see the future that we have together. Something along those lines, definitely the pray part, and it stuck, and I was just, it's just that thing when two people are like, away we go. Let's call it a rocket ship. Within a month, we were engaged. Within a year, we got married. And, she was a nurse. She got into traveling because good money. Let's figure out our forever home, I didn't really want to do it. I was worried. I knew the man needed to support in some way, somehow. Like, I didn't feel fulfilled I didn't feel as though I was fulfilling my individual role in the relationship, because I wasn't bringing in any money. We were going to travel. I was a CrossFit coach. The assignments were 3 months at a time. How am I going to plug in? How am I going to make money to support in any way? Yeah, she made ridiculous money, but what good am I? Just because And so we went to South Carolina for a little bit, and then Phoenix, Arizona. And we love Phoenix. We got there in the middle of summer, June 1st, middle of summer in Phoenix, it feels like, and our apartment wasn't ready. And so we went to a hotel, the La Quinta Inn off Greenway in the 17. And we didn't like it. It was a little sketchy. Now, knowing that area, yeah, it's sketchy. And she called her agency and said, there's a dude looking in our window as we went to check in, and he's got a crowbar, and we're going to need another place. That wasn't true. But they didn't give us another place. So we ended up going to the Holiday Inn Express, right across the street. Probably a little worse area now, knowing, but it's all right. We survived. Weeks turned into months, and we loved it, and we extended. November 17th, 2016. 2018. We got to Phoenix, June 2018, November 17, 2018. We signed a lease. Kind of downtown, uptown, downtown Phoenix. And we went home for Christmas. We drove. We went up to her family's place in upstate New York for Christmas. I really could have used that time with my mom. But we had a big fight. You know, I've been trying to do this change the world thing my whole life. And I'll always figure it out. I always have, I always will. But I won't. The one non-negotiable, the one thing I've always been so good at grasping is the fact that I can't let go of what I need. And you know, I would have said that this was a fault at many times in the process since these events and now. But I believe my greatest piece of advice for anybody in a relationship, and the greatest advice I've heard and I've now adopted as my own, is I'll work on me for you if you work on you for me. You can never fix another person. You can't do anything for another as far as internal progress. It's purely the individual's responsibility. And I've always been so privileged to see that. So I'll always strive for the mission is to impact as many people as possible. Like truly. I want your life to be better because I was in it. Because my life is better because you were in it. I promise. You know, and so we had an argument, and it was kind of along the lines like getting a job, a career. And I'm just like, well, I promise you we'll never have issues. We'll always figure it out. But you married me knowing that I was the guy that was always going to be. I have a lot of things, but at the time, money wasn't one of them. And that wasn't in the cards of now. You know? But that was the fight. And these are all things I'm putting myself there right now. The philosophies have since evolved over and over and over again. I've been so privileged to be able to go back. What a gift. And then we got back to Phoenix. She found out she didn't have to do clinical rotations, take on a whole load. I told her I'd quit the gym, and I figured out I'd get a few jobs. No plans, a plan to fail, I know. And but she's a rascal, you know. So in February we had a big fight. We're screaming in the car. She's like, let's go to therapy. I was like, fuck therapy. I wasn't ready for that. And I don't even know if she really wanted to. It's not for me to decide. This is long. I'll get there. just feel like telling my story maybe helps. When I watch these back, I learn so much about foolishness and maybe even gain some wisdom from things said. And it's just like, you know, I believe all of life is a perspective shift, and it's not like I believe with all my heart that you have a beautiful perspective. But my best act at appreciating someone is to try to tell my life and have someone catch it. Maybe use it as a resource in some way, somehow. Or just appreciate that I care about you so much that I would be so vulnerable with you. Even though technically this is out there for the world to see, I don't really care. This isn't for the world, this is for you. You know, so. But, come on, world, you can see it too, I guess. Yeah, then during that fight, her mom was on the phone. I got on the phone because she crumbled in the middle of the parking lot of the apartment, and I was like, "Hey, she gonna call you right back." Brought her upstairs, called her mom, gave her the phone, and I just sat in the kitchen on the floor like I just feeling sorry for myself. I mean, I'm not mad at myself for that. That was the love of my life, and at that point, I was like, I figured if any outside ears heard us fight, it was done. I was just like, it was a make or break type of thing, and I was like, it's done. I don't know what I'll do. If this is done, I'm done. All of it, I'm done. Just count me out, dog. And, she got a plane ticket home on that call, and I remember her saying, "What about Dill? I'm worried about Dill. What about Dill?" I was just sitting on the kitchen floor, I was crying. She was the love of my life. The ticket was for March 14th, 2019. Hell of a year. I remember that week leading up, it was like we were dating for the first time. Like the way she was looking at me, it's like she loves me. I could see it. And that night before, it was almost as if we were sitting on the couch, and it was like she was drinking me in with her eyes for the last time. I remember thinking that. I just couldn't believe it. It was like a movie. And then we woke up, and I brought her to the airport. And I was not a good man on the way to the airport. I was screaming. I hit the roof of the car. I was pissed. I couldn't, you can't grow without me. There's no way we'll grow together if you're away. Your family wants you in New York. I'm supposed to be your family, you know. But we'll change of pace. Story still. So she got out of the car, and I'll never forget, you know. Never in my life will I forget. She hugged me, we kissed each other, and she said, "Dill, I promise I'm coming back. I promise we're growing old together. I love you more than anything." I never saw her again. My wife. was in Phoenix. You know, I was insecure. Dependent. Oh, we were codependent like a mug. It was not good. But you know, I always give my dad grace, and I say he did the best he knew. I believe that with all my heart. Because we're spectacular. I don't believe we're special. I don't believe we're special at all. If we were special, what's the average? How would you differentiate special? You can't. We're unique. And I believe we're capable of the most incredible thing. I don't even think we have any understanding. You know, the man that moves a mountain does so by moving a pebble at a time. We're sowing a seed at a time. And then all of a sudden, 30, 60, 100-fold. Sorry if I'm snotting. I did the best I knew, though. I know that. What's the intention? I've always been so intentional. I believe I've told you that a while. Good amount. My intention was to love that woman for the rest of my life. Doesn't let me off the hook for being a rascal at times, but it doesn't let her off the hook for being a rascal. I never saw her again. It's February 28, 2025. I still haven't seen her. She requested a divorce in an email on April 1st. You can't write this stuff. April 21st, she posted a picture of her and a college boyfriend. I mean, right when she left, there was charges on her card in a place that I knew someone was at. I didn't even know if I wanted to say this stuff. It doesn't matter about her. What everybody likes to know is it makes a better story. I'll stop there. She never came back. I never saw her again. My wife left and got engaged in a few months to someone else. Moved in with him, and after a few months, she was my wife. We were married. Like married, you know? So I remember running down up and down the canals in like South Phoenix, midnight, 1 a.m. I was just like, please, I'll take her. Someone take me out. Someone, like, I just wanted to be like stabbed in the back or shot. My identity was buried in her, in our love, all of it. She was the love of my life. I've been practicing for so long, you know, to find her, and so I'm gonna give it the old best shot. And you know, for so long, it's like, damn, it wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. Come on now, Dill, you know that ain't true. I remember sitting in the closet smelling her clothes. They smelled like her still. But what a privilege. I always had, in my hierarchy, the things that meant the most to me in this world, it was her. It was her. I'm not just fluffing those numbers, it was her. And number two is my mama, you know. And then number 3 was like, I don't want to be in a wheelchair, paralyzed, And then, we went to the beach, my family and I, that August, September. And I remember my aunt, she's super Catholic, and she's sweet. And my grandma, she's a rascal. She's the reason I'm here in Virginia right now. But anyway, they're like, that little bitch. You need to check her Facebook. And I'm like, whoa. Now, I still love her. Don't be saying that. I still love her. But, I got divorce papers in September. On my birthday, she emailed me to fill them out on my birthday. And I looked at them for the first time, and because I got them, and I just threw them aside. I was like, no, save her. And my birthday, and she fill them out. So I look at them like, I got you, all right. And the date that it said we were separated out wasn't the right date. It was 6 months prior, It predated us signing a lease. It made no sense. It was fake. It was false legal documents. I was like, I'm not signing these. Heck no. And so I bought a couple books on law, and I was like, I'm gonna take her to court. So I started to study law and built a case, and I got a little upset. So I used that fuel my family was giving me, and that's when I found out, she left and got with homie within a matter of weeks, together and placed together, engaged in a matter of months. I didn't go at her though. I wouldn't do that. There's no reason. That was emotional. I wanted her to be so happy. I found out that she had a baby, and she always was afraid. At least she told me she was always afraid she wouldn't be able to have kids. She did it. I was really pumped. It's so cool when you can experience that, because it's just I unconditionally loved her, and I believe I still do. And it's just that's so, oh man, I don't know a lot of people can say they've gotten there, she really beat me up. I still root for her from afar. She's a rascal. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't even know that person anymore. But, what a cool experience. And then, I'll wrap it up. I know we're getting long, but... I've always been really, really good at being where my feet are. Just sitting I'm in the gym. When I'm on the beach, I'm at the beach. And when I'm with my brothers, or I'm with my mom, I'm with my brothers, or I'm with my mom. And so that last little beach trip, August, September, 2019, was, you don't know what's gonna happen the way it happens. So I stayed in Phoenix. And then in November, I was coming up. I'm like, all right, well, as soon as, try not to use names. As soon as my ex-wife left, I looked in the mirror and I was like, well, you can't control that. So what can you control? You can control how you react and who you become now. So aim up, son. Oh, Jesus, I don't know. Privilege. dude in my head, I really like him. He's got some good ideas, Whoever. And I just focused on me, self-development. I was like, I'm gonna study psychology and neurobiology. I wanna know how and why we can do what we do, because it devastates at times. Transcends at others, What makes us go? So I dove deep, I've been diving deep ever since, for 3 or 4 hours a day, studying. Almost 6 years. And I'd go out every once in a while, I'm a single man. So I went out with the homies from the gym and went to a donut festival. And I was getting a little white girl wasted, I had some mimosas. My homies from the gym were throwing donuts at me. I was like, yeah, let's go. And I got a call from my little brother, and it was, Dill, I can't hear you, man. And music, boom, 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 a little drum. Sugar high from the donuts. I'm like, I can't hear you, fellow. Call me later. He's like, call me when you're serious. Hung up. And then we took our talents to the pizza parlor, pizza shop. And I'm just down in shots. I'm eating mozzarella sticks, pizza all day, every day. Yes. This is my day. It wasn't a dark day either. It wasn't drinking and partying to numb. It was more of a celebration. I was like, you know what, I've been crushing it. I'm really proud of where I'm at. I'm just gonna relax today and just have fun with the people I love. And it was truly that. I'm not covering any tracks. It was really that. It really was. I even had some foolish picture on my Instagram from way back then. My face in a donut. And then I got a text from my uncle. Dylan, call home. Serious. I was like, yeah, no. When my brother called me, I knew what happened. I had no reason to know. I could feel it. I could feel it. I could feel it. I don't know how. But then, I can't handle that right now. No way. Pizza shop, Dylan called home and said, nope, this ain't happening. I can't handle it. Not yet. No. And then we went up to Bullshitters, a bar on Peoria in Phoenix, Arizona, right off 35th Ave. And we're throwing darts, not shooting pool that day. We're throwing darts and drinking pitchers of beer. And I get a text from my grandpa. Dylan, call your dad. It's serious. And I said, no. As soon as I said, call your dad, I knew, and I was like, guys, I can't handle it. I'm not, nah. And I was with 3 of my really, really, really good friends, and I was like, I can't handle anything. Right, then I can't. And one of my friends, she called my dad and then gave me the phone. All right, so I walked outside, and I just hear my dad. And he's like, Dill, mom's gone. I was like, whoa, where'd she go? When's she coming back? He's like, no. Dill, mom's gone. Mom died. Mom was dead. And I said, no way, nuh-uh. How'd she do that? Something's in the air, I've told this story before. I don't think I've ever been this emotional. Maybe it's the prison, the ghosts. I live in all that, It's not hard to revisit because I'm so appreciative of my life. It's been beautiful. I can tell this story and be so devastated because I loved so much, you know? Anyways. I said, yeah, okay. Are you alright? Yeah. Jesse and Jared, okay? Yeah. Alright, I'll be home next week. Yeah. So, I went out back. I beat up a big trash can, metal trash can. You know, went back inside, sat down with my people, and I felt like I was silent for what felt like 100 years. And out of nowhere, I didn't know what to do, so I just said my mom died. My mom's dead. That's what I said. My one friend's like, Jesus, you can't do that. I laughed a little bit. Yeah, I mean, what do you do when you lose your why? You know, like, the whole reason I was living was for my wife and my mom. I wasn't living for me, I was living to change the world. And I believe changing the world was doing anything and everything to impact outside. Impact them all, Dill, you know. Love her with all your heart. As if working for the, not man. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was so wrong. The way to change the world is to work on yourself. And as a byproduct, the world around you will always be better. It's inevitable. I never would have found that idea if it hadn't been for devastation. For losing everything that I cared about. Never wanted, you know. I remember I got to a point where I was dragging the sled around the gym where I was working. I used to drag the sled a mile a day. And I was just like, all right, it just hit me. I started to laugh. I was like, all right, Jesus, you know, I'll go change the world now. Just gotta look in the mirror. You know, my boy Kane, the way he saw the world, and my boy Abel, the way he saw the world, just so different. So different. That first little story, it tells you everything you need to know. It tells you how it will be based on your perception of reality and how you see things. Whether you see things happening to you or you see things happening for you. You know, a salesman puts it this way. He says, there's two types of people. There's the salesman that looks out the window and he sees the rain. And he says, surely they can't expect you to work on a day like this. I think I'll stay home. I'll make some hot chocolate. A day off. Then there's the other guy that looks out the window and says, what a beautiful day. What an opportunity. With this rain, everyone will be home today. Even the salesman. Better get to work. It's such a privilege to go through these hard things, you know.